So why will this app fail, or why I think it's going to fail? So when I actually got the AI part working. By the way, today's day is Sunday, April 27th. If you're watching this, I'm kind of been recording content to release at a schedule at a later time to post content every single day and just grow the audience. And this is kind of like a behind the scenes of what I've been doing and built. And like behind the scenes of like what I've been doing in those 6 months, where I set out the goal to build 26 MVPs before June, so I can release them all throughout the summer. Um, I think MoFoods isn't going to work. I don't think any of my ideas are going to work, but I'm building them anyway. Uh, but the reason why is because I'm using Google Gemini for the Places API. They have a new Places API for that, and basically I just fed it, preferences and get back a bunch of places. Yeah, and it crashes right now. That will be fixed, and it does okay. I just don't know if people are willing to pay the $199 a week or $7.99 a month, and I guess that's what you gotta like play around with and gauge to see what people are willing to pay for, and that's the whole point of like testing out these ideas too. Um, they're all MVPs, so they're gonna have bugs. They're not meant to look pretty. I don't think I build nice looking apps compared to some crazy talented people. And I do some design, but this one I had a friend do for me. Uh, but yeah, and I used to keep adding features to this project, like collections. You can create like lists and shared lists. Was putting some of that behind a paywall. You can create groups, but I feel like people just create group chats and figure out what they want to eat. Um, People will use Google Maps. The whole reason why I wanted to build this app was because one, uh, the inspiration came from this book that I used to learn iOS development by App Coda, and they teach you how to build like a food pinning app. It's called Pins or something, and that's why this is called that. But MoFoods sounded way better. Uh, Also, groups, collections, adding like being able to add a dish. So I wanted to build my own like app to store all my favorite places to eat, other that wasn't Google Maps. And it's been so long, and I've been having so much fun building this thing. I can't remember what the problem I was having with Google Maps that made me say I'm gonna just build my own. Um, but I think it was just like for learning for the most part. But regardless, I have a lot of code that I wrote, that AI wrote, a lot of designs and APIs that I'm familiar with now. So building this still worked out. Uh, so yeah, I focused a lot on the onboarding. Getting users to invest time in the sign up. This isn't that design, right? So this is probably one of my best looking apps. I think another one I built actually looks better, but I just don't know if people are going to be willing to pay for it. Welcome to MoFoods. Create groups, discover new restaurants with your favorite friends, or pin your favorites. I'm gonna work on this. I think this is gonna be a personal passion project, and it'll continue to grow. Um, and I was gonna like incorporate Google Calendar, so you can like add stuff. But this is just like it's been frustrating to build, but it's also been fun to build, right? And I could definitely see it, maybe not going anywhere, but for me, it's just like a cool project, and I need to stop using AI to build it. Uh, but I'm gonna study it because I feel like learning all these tools have caused a learning debt that I have to make up. Um, but yeah, I feel like it's a cool app. It's entirely built on Firebase. Um, there was one cool startup. I think it's on Firebase Stories. There was a startup that was pretty big, entirely using Firebase for everything, and I think they used React Native or Flutter for the mobile app and the web. Uh, So yeah, I just don't know if people are willing to pay for it. I don't know if it solves a genuine problem. The core problem, and why I pivoted towards AI and moved away and just stripped away all the features, because I kept saying, let me add another feature. And another feature was to solve the problem of what should I eat today, right? You always out with your friends, you're like, or you wake up and you're like, what should I eat today? And that was a legit problem I was having. Rather than just having all my favorite places to eat, I was like, and I used to eat out a lot. I've been trying to cook at home now. Was damn, I don't know where I should eat at. And I was like, man, if it was only like a push of a button and it just took account like everything I'm into, like the ambiance, uh, dining options, accessibility, preferred cuisine, dietary needs, allergies, and anything else like budget, distance, and it just gave me back a bunch of restaurants I could try out. Right, I thought that would be awesome. So uh, I'm more interested in the AI part of it, but it's kind of hard to figure that out, right? That's why I went with Google Places API, because Google, with the new AI API, you get 200 million places, right? Uh, so it's like, who has that kind of data? Uh, and I think you can use MapKit. I know Apple has some stuff, but I don't know if they will. I don't think they give you access to, like, you need like reviews and stuff. And I think Yelp gave like started charging a lot to use their API. I remember there was like a big thing on Reddit. Someone talked about it, about Yelp's API, or they cut it off. Um, and it was expensive. And you got to, I think there was approval. I don't remember, but it was it was a big thing. Phone search, websites, yada yada. So it's just kind of hard to, like, you know, build an app like this, because where do you get all this information on like reviews and stuff? And Google's the number one spot. And the last thing I'll say is the reason why I thought it was going to work, because I was like, people are just going to Google, right? Like, uh, close. People are just going to Google, because you can just be like, French toast. I love French toast. And it'll give you a bunch of spots of like where to eat, give you recipes. Right, there it is. Right. And you just got a bunch of places that serve French toast. But the idea is, like, you don't know what you want to eat, so you just push a button and it'll take into account everything you want to eat. Right. But yeah, that's what I got. We'll see what happens. I'm never gonna start working on it. It's a personal passion project that I think can make $100 a month. With like maybe 50 loyal fans who really like it. I have one friend, I have one subscriber who is he kind of like my investor, but he's like probably the biggest supporter I got. Who I spent a total of $64. I think he's been subscribed since October. So yeah, he'll be happy to see this update, because I know he wants to find places to eat. I was gonna make another video on why I don't think any of my ideas are gonna work, but I'll just say this: they're all MVPs. I learned a lot. It's a habit now. I have to build. I have to do something. I gotta ship, and one of these are gonna hit. And regardless, I mean, I was already thinking, like, it'd be kind of cool to say, like, I have a portfolio of 100 projects. Like, who do you know got like 100 projects that are live? Like, you can click a link, you can go on a domain name, download on the App Store, go to Steam, right? Because I'll be building some games. Like, that's kind of cool. And so I ain't gonna stop building, but we'll definitely make some money along the way. And something's gonna take, like, click in my head and be like, oh yeah, this is an idea, or, you know, this is a problem that's worth solving. I'm just trying to get that drive, that energy back to, like, want to build again. And it's happening. And I'll be going to San Francisco to meet up with builders again. New York has them, but it's kind of, you gotta really look for them. And Connecticut, there's hustlers out there, but they're not in the same field I am. And they also go to New York, Boston, or whatnot. Yeah, Connecticut's always been kind of dry. They got them, but it's different when you, like, go to San Francisco. It's like every corner you turn, it's like, I don't. It's just someone building something, and it's not. It doesn't even have to be tech related. It be some of them making music or robotics or like, oh, that's still tech, or I don't know, art. But New York is cool. I go to New York a lot, but San Francisco, gotta be where the builders are at. All right, let's ship 20 plus bad ideas. I'm gonna write an article saying ship bad ideas. Like, I got a lot of articles coming out too this summer. But if you're rushing this at the time of this recording, consider this like behind the scenes of like what's going on in my mind. And yeah, we posting a video every day. Like, I'm trying to build that brand. And also with this whole thing of like building, I've also built an audience, small but it's slowly growing. Met a few people too, like some people saw my tweet and we were like, yo, we're from the same neighborhood, or from a neighboring city. So it's like, works out. Building public. Let's see what happens.